for our own reasons. And that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in games. There's levels of specs.
And levels to flex.
Sequence initialized.
There's mad levels of innovation.
3, 2, 1. Activate light speed.
And mythic levels of creation.
There's levels to exceed.
And levels of speed.
There's status levels.
Whatever levels.
There's entry levels. Time-shattering levels.
And levels of mayhem.
Pretty dope, huh?
There's levels of dedication, devotion, and motivation to reach a whole nother level. Now what's possible and what's next?
It seems like his mic is not working, ladies and gents, but okay, now it's working.
It's working. Oh, okay. I was muted. My bad. My bad. Great start to the tournament. Yeah, very nice to see. But yeah, as I was saying while I was muted, welcome to the Valorant IGE Contenders Tournament. We are here today with the round of 32, and we're going to be kicking things off very soon. But before we go in, it's going to be me, Ethan Aggressive, taking you through this matchup. So yeah, before we go any further with the match we have today, Aggressive, how are you feeling? We've been here for a while, and finally we're getting closer and closer to the very end.
Yeah, it's coming down to the home stretch pretty much, with a lot of the teams now getting booted down. But hey, on the 8 p.m. game, we did see that Dreadnoughts take an L against the members of IGE, but it's nothing to really be heartbroken about, because we knew that as soon as IGE goes up against the team, it's going to be a tough battle, and only a few teams in our region can even contest them or even get close to try and take a map off of them. The dominance of IGE is just undeniable overall, and as more teams are going to be coming in and starting to play through these tournaments, they're going to get better, they're going to get that experience, and IGE is here for that. In this contender series, a lot of teams are gaining that experience and pulling themselves up to that next level. But here, these two teams that we have in our crosshairs ready will be a little bit more of a confusing story. Bottom feeders going up against Mystic 2. Now, this is where things could just get interesting, because both of these squads not really that known by me. Maybe you can shed some light on the teams, because I have no idea what they're capable of.
Yeah, we haven't really seen a lot of these games, as we have only streamed one game a day up till this point. So there are a lot of the teams, a lot of the underdogs, the dark horses are still a mystery to us on how this works. But if it's anything to go by from what happened in the past, a lot of these teams have shown a great potential to be very, very strong and forces to be reckoned with in this tournament. But you have to consider the fact that some of these teams are very new, very inexperienced, and very freshly formed. So they're going to be lacking that experience that comes with high-stake tournaments. They're going to be lacking a lot of cohesion, a lot of team play and synergy that comes with playing together for a while. And those are going to be really crucial factors coming into this tournament, where teams like we talked about, IGE, showed that besides individual strength, besides 1v1 skills or mechanical skills, winning gunfights, they also possess that experience, that synergy, being on the big stage with the same team for a while. This is something that truly helps someone develop. But again, these teams don't really have that. They will be, coming in sort of new in the scene, sort of forming teams and not really having that much experience. So those are factors that will be affecting the entire game. So yeah, so we are going to go into the first map, and the only map we have today is it's a best of one. Ascent will be coming on board, and again, this is where you sort of can lay off that team play. It's not going to be a completely ineffective factor. It's not as if that utilities and working together is going to be something that you're going to ignore, but it will be less important, as in a map like Ascent, gunfights and raw skills, aim skills are going to be as crucial as the prior topic we discussed about.
One thing that I love about is that Sova's name, man. PRX, nothing like absolutely perfect, spot on. Like
It's
I don't know why this entire
something's evil to win.
yes, it's the twin that can probably go for one taps, but maybe it's a lot more spray reliant. You never really know, right? But that's where the real fun in games will start. These two teams are absolute dark horses. We have no goddamn idea of what they're going to be capable of, but bottom feeders opted for a no sentinel composition, which will be very interesting. Ascent is one of those maps that you must have a sentinel on, otherwise you are very vulnerable to just walk-ins from enemies by selling a fake.
Yeah, that is gonna be some. I mean, again, those strategies are something that decide. In the map of Ascent, we have seen a lot of times. Sort of either you can play it very slowly, you can have the lurker, you can slowly explore your options, but it's like a very 50-50 thing. That you either go for fast pushes, you dedicate a site, A or B, you rush in there, or you're gonna play slow. So there's not really that much room for creativity or that many options that I've seen so far. Again, you can play this very interesting. You can, considering the agent selections, you can switch things up a little bit, and also for the fact that both sides are going for double duelists. Again, nothing, nothing wrong, nothing too bad. But do you really want to give up agents like a Sova or a Sky or a KO that none of these teams are really playing? They're not really playing the Sky, which gives a lot of information and is so useful in the entry. Again, we do have the KO, the Sovas, the usual things, but again, the flash of the Sky provides, the Trailblazer, is something that's that really other agents can't really reproduce. So again, do you think the lack of the Sky is going to be a factor here?
Not exactly, because Ascent doesn't really facilitate the sky that well. Ascend is one of those maps that you really need to have a Sova on, and if you want to go for the much more crazy setup, up Reach is just way better. Reach can easily control this map, and
Yeah.
we've seen a lot of Korean teams really sort of pick up on that Reach and the fact that he is incredible in Ascent. But a lot of other teams like to go for the much more comfortable setup, being the Sova and the KO, primarily because with the Sova you can gain information. With the KO, you also have the ability to gain early levels of information, stop very aggressive pushes because of the 0 point, and of course, the null command just easily is the best execution tool that you can have in your arsenal whenever you're running on down over into a site. That's the biggest difference maker and the key player to why KO is such a strong and potent pickup on this particular map. But then again, Sky is good, but you need to have a composition built around her, and a lot of teams they just don't want to do that kind of an investment.
Yeah, again, it comes with experience, and it comes with spending time on the server and being able to come up with these strategies that work well for your team. So that is something that a lot of these fresh teams that have just started, participating in tournaments, started playing together, are going to facilitate. And again, another thing that I do want to point out, the side of bottom feeders, they're not really going for a sentinel. As much as I love the double initiator play, I feel like a lack of a sentinel, especially as agent like Killjoy, can be so useful in this map to hold on to and defend sites that they are going to be lacking. But let's see if they can find out a counter for that, as we are going to see early action outside of B. Again, trying to push mid. The attackers may stick to, trying to get into some, find some more options after being facing some early denial. outside of that B side. They have taken control of mid. No one's really contesting them for that inside of bottom feeders, and they are eating up a lot of their utilities. So this could actually sort of backfire for the attackers. But no, the Reina Vicarness is going to get the first frag. Interesting name there, but they will force themselves down mid. Looks like a B entry.
Got him.
Exactly said, but Crash, he's got something to say about it. He's gonna get a couple of frags, sends the nade flying, can do some damage. At least separates the team and separates the players. They are gonna lose this crossfire that they've set up. But so far, they've not really made their way into the side. They're still stuck in this mid area and they're falling back. They're trying to go to A and they read this. Bottom feeders, they can react really well.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, the answers are pretty good coming out for bottom feeders. They do have good control. The positioning is fine as well. But regardless of running on down in towards the side, Ryan maybe could just be the difference maker here. Good for the first shot, and the spray transfer nearly connects to the head and does a big chunk of damage. Suri in a tough spot. And this 3 versus 2 retake doesn't really look as probable unless Milk has something to say about it. He's going to be good for the first. Looking for another one. Nanostone comes out but doesn't get the catch. And the final fish near and close into the bag. The Omen stuck with impossible odds. Not going to happen. Not against the Sova. Gets got out 1-0 as bottom feeders. Pretty convincing first round. They hit good shots. They had proper control. And even without a Sentinel, they don't seem to be phased just yet. But then again, it's just a pistol round, right?
I have survived.
Indeed, this first round can really become irrelevant in the long scheme of things, but that does give bottom feeders some advantage, some momentum to kick off, as they are going to have the early weapons advantage, allowing them to probably get another round in the bag. Meanwhile, Mystic 2 are going to have to push through this this buy round. They will have the advantage at the follow-up, though. They should get enough money to get buys, get some rifles. But yeah, if they, their main target right now is not going to be winning the round, to do as much as economical damage as they can. Take away guns, plant the spike, leave less bonus weapons for their opponents. Things like that really affect the economy in the long run. And oh, Rickson almost got his head caught off there. He had his back turned and almost had been punished there. I believe, did he land a shot onto the, I think he did land a shot onto the jet on the other side, yeah. He did. Meanwhile, the spike is at B, but this could be an A fake right now as they're executing into the A side, Mystic 2. This is a massive fake, and it does pull a few players. Although, no frags are being achieved, the spike successfully enters into B. They do lose 2 players, though. Very expensive fake.
Not exactly at the end of the day, because think about it this way, Geary, though. If they do get the spike plant down, yeah, like, the main job is to get that spike plant down, right? And then you think about the kills, because the spike plant is guaranteed money compared to you betting all of your eggs in one basket, saying that, oh, we're gonna get a couple of kills and then maybe get the spike plant down by brute forcing it. Tough spot for them to be in, though, because now Crash, he's already gonna be running his way down. No real fear in his eyes. And maybe good for one. PRX nothing. He gets 1 kill. Well placed shot. And just a 1 more frag and they're gonna be golden. Not gonna happen.
Yep.
4 members stay alive, and they have ample amounts of time to get the defuse.
Yeah, they do get the defuse, and they're gonna be able to keep the round for themselves as well. Some money will be lost as the spike plant goes in favor of Mystic 2. They will have additional money, but this is gonna be the buy round anyway. So now the real test slowly begins as we approach the following round. Bonus will be played by their opponents, bottom feeders, so they can try and do as much as damage as they can. And again, Mystic 2 have to try and keep as many weapons as they can. Again, we are still at the stage of the game that really initiates the pace of this entire matchup. How the money is going to flow, how these early rounds are going to shape up. It's all going to be coming down to how much money, how many weapons can each side afford. An early frag for Vigorness as he takes down Rickson. Good early aggression from his end. Now that does open up this A side, but still, a couple of players from bottom feeders holding on. They're trying to do as much as damage as they can. Crash has to fall back. Weapons advantage is not in his favor. He does do damage to the jet though. Milk finding in the follow-up. Now they're all over the place. They get a frag down mid, even though they're still A focused. The players are spread out quite thin as we see the mid peak coming in. Vicarness entering into side as he finds one more. Nothing following that up. And he might find one more. Want to crash?
here.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a tough one. With the
Revealing
guns
area.
finally coming out, this is where the problems will start to show, the cracks in the armor of bottom feeders. The real question is, will Crash be even able to get one kill? Not with a Spectre, not at this particular angle. The Spectre is not that reliable here. Position's good, but okay, Crash, regardless of the weapon disadvantage, still somehow manages to get the shot. Nicely done from Crash, and a 2-1 scoreline comes out to see them get one step closer to an equalization. But then again, Kirito, this round was a big disadvantage coming in from the side of bottom feeders, but you have to give credit where credit is due, because the members of Mystic, they had a pretty good idea of what they really wanted to do in this round.
Yeah, they had the set plan. They were able to execute A, and they had that mid lurker as well. So I'm seeing good signs of set plans and
Adaptation.
strategies early on. They even got that early frag down B. Sorry, down at the A tree area. So they're looking for their options. They're exploring. They're not really rushing into anything. Unlike the Solo right there, as Milk's gonna take his head. Again, with these early advantage, this is really setting a tone for the side of Mystic 2. As soon as they get those early frags, they get in a really comfortable position. Oh, Yuri though spots out Unholy as he's gonna be able to dash into sight. A side is completely empty and the entry should be easy. Oh, Crash though finds a pick. Rixon as well, but the trade comes in. It's still a 3v2. Rixon is still in a position to do some damage here. Spike plant yet to go down. 50 seconds remaining. He's going for a peek and finds one more onto Theory. Now it's a 2v2. Lockdown available if they want to commit to this. Mystic 2 try to guarantee this round with that ultimate, but the retake is already underway. Spike's not planted, but nice double peek from their end. Rixon whips it a little bit, but gets the round in the end. That was some nice synergy from the side of bottom feeders. They do lose 4 players, but good team play coming in, good use of utility and distracting their opponents to guarantee those gunfight wins. 3-1 is going to be the scoreline and keeping the lead in their favor.
That was a very surprising one too, because I honestly believe that bottom feeders had no business winning out on that round, right? Especially with the Jet getting those early frag ups, that was the biggest point margin for them. But bottom feeders just came around. Good utility usage overall, and now you're looking at 2 very powerful ultimates coming online for the side of bottom feeders and also Mystic. This is pure counter trading at this point. You have a lot to play around with, but Crash maybe going in a little bit too aggressive. He does fall towards the mid side, and that's a showstopper off the table. The Sova needs to survive under this Killjoy lockdown. He's going to get a lot of free value.
No.
Last player standing.
And in a matter of seconds, all players die. He's blinded them all, Unholy, but only good for 1. Weapons disadvantage will keep him at only 1 kill that round. But yeah, again, Mystic 2, these early frags are really making this round turn in their favor. Bottom feeders have to pull a lot out of the bag to be able to counter these early advantages that they're getting. And I feel like some of these aggressive pushes are not really working out in their favor. Maybe they have to take a backseat, maybe play off utility, or maybe have a double swing at least. We're seeing a lot of these early solo peaks that they're being constantly punished in these last 5 rounds. So we are going to see an operator buy. So that's not really sticking with the theme of sort of taking a backseat, playing passively. Not sure if that recon went as intended, but they are gonna go into the side of B regardless. First frag will go down, Recurrence falls, but Theory is able to instantly trade. We are gonna see the lockdown from the attackers come in as they are gonna push into the site quite easily. This lockdown opens up the entirety of B side. Yuri finds one more onto Crash, gives them the advantage. Oh, another one onto Rixon. He's doing a lot of damage with... What just... What just...
Gave the... Who was on the other side? Who did Yuri give a kiss to? I understand that Yuri wanted to be a little bit up close and personal, but still. Alrighty.
I don't know why
Maybe...
he dashed that. Was it a misinput? I don't know.
Listen. He wanted to show that COVID no longer exists, right?
And you are showing that you are indeed not the funniest man in the server right now. But regardless, some things went down in that defense. defense spawn
I learned
area.
that from you, so.
And yeah, fun area. Okay. Anyways, back to the game. We are gonna go back. We are gonna see the team of the operator being saved. That does result in a 3-3 scoreline. But I feel like
Yeah.
maybe I think I'm seeing a lot of unnecessary aggression, unnecessary proactiveness from the side of bottom
Yeah.
feeders, and it's not necessarily unnecessary. I mean, again, what is this sentence? Not necessarily unnecessary. But yeah, it's not. I
necessarily
mean,
unnecessary, but it's quite necessary.
it's not unnecessary, but it's just being constantly punished. And at a certain point, you feel like maybe we should try something else. Maybe we should take a step back and
I want to see
react.
the members. The biggest thing that I want to see from bottom feeders is them just trying to play for their ultimates a little bit more. In this last round, right, if the Rays and the Sova played for the Ls, they were guaranteed this round. But two situations, I saw the Sova just take a duel for no apparent
What?
reason, and they're giving away space like this. That's also another problem. No one was watching towards A main. Where's the A short? What's the communication? No one on catwalk. That should not happen, especially when you're.
Oh my God,
this
look at
far
the
into this
map.
tournament.
Look at
Yeah, the
look
B-side's
at how
empty.
Mystic 2 are just playing. They're just absolutely playing with bottom feeders right now. They get a frag from catwalk. Nobody was watching that. That's a big blunder.
Goodbye.
And now they completely let go of B.
Not ready yet.
This could actually come into the factor that there is a lack of sentinel
Cover going out.
from the side of the defenders. Maybe a Killjoy, maybe a Cypher being played at B would be a reliable source of information. But right now, there's no reliable weapons for them to work with. It's Biggerness gets a couple of frags. Milk, another one. And it's all gonna come down to Crash. Oh, Flex ninjaing there, but the TP just doesn't connect. Crash is able to get that frag, but how much more can he do? Milk will take him down, and we get the 4-3 scoreline. Mystic 2 finally taking the lead, and I feel like that's a very well-deserved lead that they've earned. The way that they're playing, the way that actually they are sort of toying with bottom feeders in these scenarios, it's really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, overall, I want to see the members of Mystic just push their advantages a lot more. For some reason, I feel as though Mystic is one of those teams that can easily run into a site and just dominate it in a matter of seconds. And the main problem the bottom feeders are having, and they're leaving a lot of big gaps everywhere that they go. These defensive sidelines have not been good for this very reason, but this one ultimate could just be the biggest game changer. And finally, this is what I was hoping to see coming out from the squad. They're playing for their ults and they're playing for their advantages. Remember what I was saying, that they were leaving a lot of gaps in their defensive lines? I think the caster's curse just began. Sorry, Mystic. But I think you're gonna take the L on this round. As bottom feeders, they have a good read
again,
here.
yeah, they know where he is. Theory gets one, but traded instantly. Yeah, but what I wanted to say was that, yeah, they're reacting and they're using the utility a little bit more efficiently. That last round was really, it was a really good use of their utilities and abilities to disrupt the play, and that actually confused the players of Mystic a little bit. We see the push from the Killjoy. He tried to help out his teammate and he got baited out. He got double peaked in that mid area and there was nothing he could do. So they figured these out. The players become, the pace can be controlled by themselves. Going for these peaks, Mystic 2 get a little bit greedy. They get a little bit impatient. They run into these fights whenever they lose that early advantage.
Oh, this is bad.
The recon comes in. Hunter's Fury. Does he connect? He did connect into one, but no frags just yet. One more shot. No, only damage. That's what he's gonna get. But the B-side push has been disrupted. They are not going to be able to push this anytime soon. But look at the map though. The A-side is looking pretty empty. But they're not going to go for a rotate though. They're faking this.
They're just waiting outside, but they need to make some noise, right? Towards mid to maybe pull out a couple of these rotations, but...
Looks like the silence is enough.
Nah, they gave it away. The
Feeders are
Killjoy.
unsure.
They're unsure, but they have a pretty good read on it. And Milk, oh my god. The Killjoy coming in clutch, gets a double kill to open up the side, and now it's an instant rotation. They take the spike, and they know the A side has to be empty, but the Omen, look at the lines of the Omen. Towards A short, this is going to be a big fight. Whoever wins that takes it all away. The Omen, no!
30 seconds remaining though. They know
Unholy.
exactly where Unholy is.
Wait,
He did.
Unholy, you didn't
Triple kill
hear
for
nothing.
I think shift walked his way there.
No,
He was
he
just out of
ran.
range while running through mid. He was just out of range while running through mid, and then he shift walked when he was approaching the stairs.
No. This is the perfect segue to our sponsors. This is why you should buy
Yeah.
a Logitech G Pro headset, which is also on sale, by the way. A
Exactly.
huge cut in the prices. You probably would have heard that so well if
Massive
you were
cut.
wearing those Logitech headphones.
Massive cut on the prices, great discounts on the Daraz store for Logitech G, the official Logitech G store. So make sure you check out the discounts there on these products. But right now, as we begin the next round, Mystic 2 are barely keeping the lead. The scoreline isn't really doing this match justice. It seems like a really close match, but again, in these scenarios, Mystic 2 are just thriving in a lot of cases. A lot more organized, as we are going to see the utility. That was so good, the flash. Arik was completely blind. He had no idea what was happening. That was a great execution, and now Yuri just pushes in. Unholy, though, trades him with the Stinger.
One
But
enemy
it's still a 3v1. The Stingers do find some damage. As Crash is just going to satchel in, picks up a Vandal. He can try and clutch this. He's trying to run away from the utility, but he is being chased. 87 HP, and he doesn't even get one. Milk extending the lead by 2 rounds now, 6-4. There was a bit of an eco. Despite that, they had done some damage. They took down a couple of players. The Stingers found their value. So, considering the only 2-round gap, this is still very much in the hands of bottom feeders to take this match back. But again, they have to make those moves sooner. This 2-round gap can just turn into a 6-round gap in a matter of seconds.
That gap will only keep on getting wider unless we witness a little bit more of a proactive game coming in from the members of bottom feeders. You can see that bottom feeders are playing so scared, and Valorant is one of those games that you just cannot play reactively. You do not have a sentinel bottom feeders. You need to go and take fights. You need to take duels as much as you can. You can't hold down a site. You don't have enough utility to try and stop them. This is the problem. You can see it all right. You can see it.
It's so
They're just
weak.
gonna casually walk in.
The Omen's just holding into. He has no vision. He just cannot see anything. Oh, the operator. What is the dance of the Jets? The operator still in hand and close range. Yuri good for one. He knows there's one more player, but he's pushing up from behind. Ari takes him down. But trade is instant though. Because we're gonna see a 1v2 situation. He has the ultimate. Does he want to go for it? I mean, at this point, he should try and do anything to win another round.
Oh, that's a catch.
Last player standing.
No! I don't! Fury! That's a whip and a half.
That's gotta hurt. Oh, he's trying to run away. The shot just misses nothing. Triple kill.
He ducked the bullet. He literally ducked the bullet, Kirito.
Last round before the switch.
He did the Matrix thing there.
Yep.
He dodged them bullets. But yeah, again, these rounds have no business being this close. Bottom feeders, they're lacking in so many things. It's just weird to see that in the end, it's gonna come down to a 1v1.
Yeah, another
Even a
weird
7-5
thing is the
score
fact
is
that they're
not
not
bad.
jump spotting. Yeah, plus another thing was that no one was jump spotting A main. That was the biggest question mark in my eyes. You don't have a sentinel.
He was
they're
just
gonna
holding
walk
behind
in.
the box. He would have no idea if
Yeah.
anybody pushed A main or not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
So many different issues
That's a
coming
lack
in
of a
from the members of
sentinel.
bottom feeders.
Still in sight.
I mean, still, they're not far behind. Yuri, though, first frag. Arik will fall, but he's so aggressive. Look at where he's got no one supporting him. Finally, the Omen comes in, but he's so far away. He can't really do anything to help him out. He's pushing mid all alone, but Unholy falls to his hands. The operator now resulting in a 3v5 situation. Mystic, he just keeps pushing. Yuri just keeps on pushing. Nothing. Does get taken out by Rixen. The trade will be right there instantly. The race comes in, but nothing. He's just continuing to wreak havoc. And a triple kill from him. The ultimate committed to the A side, but unnecessary.
Switching sides.
As an 8-4 scoreline is going to be the scoreline that we end the first half on. And now, Mystic 2. They have the Sentinel. Their defensive capabilities should be much better than bottom feeders. But now, this is where bottom feeders really got to make that KO and Sova utility count. The Jet and Raze, the initiators, they need to have this perfect utility and communication to be able to come back at this, and they just gotta up that aim game up as well. Because right now the momentum's favoring their opponents, and there's not really much they can do to counter it, other than by winning these rounds, especially these early first rounds, the pistol rounds.
I also need to try and maybe get a bit more synergy going on. A perfect lineup. Probably learned it from Kirito.
What is happening, dude?
Perfectly
Even
Milk?
I know that lineup properly, dude.
Yeah, no. You
Milk?
know that lineup onto the wall. Milk is good for the secondary, though, and Milk
What
already
is
did his job.
happening this round? He got one.
They're just gonna try to run into the side, miss recon, but that's completely fine because nothing's gonna be able to get another kill. And with the last player in towards the back end of the side, not much to worry about. Easy kills coming in from Mystic too.
Lost.
So confident.
I'm so lost.
It's just pure confidence, man.
I'm just
Hey,
so
that
lost.
recon was for good luck.
I mean, dude, we saw that recon from B main as well. You know, I think something might be wrong with his mouse. I mean, he's got the lineup right. He's just not holding up to 3 bars. He's just letting it go too early, I feel like. Maybe there's something wrong with the ping or the mouse. Something's affecting the recon, but regardless, they still win that out. We see the immediate retake and a very messy map positioning from the other side. They're just all over the place, and they're not really helping each other out. They're not really communicating, bottom feeders, as we might just see a 10-4 scoreline coming in. And that might be gone to the point of no return, as we are going to see a push coming in. Crash, he knows the players are pushed up ahead. A good nade is going to push them back. And they're going to fall out of that A main. They don't want any bit of that action, but there are players made who can punish them. Oh, Theory sees him, but does he know about the other player? He doesn't. Trade it out. Ari gets the frag, but look at the map right now. It's like a complete ring around the rosy. Milk from mid gets one, gets a second. The smoke doesn't affect him.
One enemy remaining.
And then
Garnessa with a follow-up, and it's just bulldozing through. Oh, wait a second. That was close. Vikarnessa will be dinked, but not enough. 10-4, and now I think it's slowly going to the point beyond reach. Bottom feeders, they're just barely holding on with their fingertips right now.
And they're just W-keying their way in as well on the defensive halves. The amount of early fights that the members of Mystic took, it's insane. This is how you're supposed to play the game of Valorant. You need to be the ones to take initiative. You cannot play for an anchor unless you have ultimates to do so. But for the members of Mystic, they are opting for a full-on stack over towards this B side. It just didn't bear any fruit. The A side is now completely empty, and that gamble that they went for
They had a buy
did
round,
not pay
though,
off
right?
whatsoever. Yeah, and they're on a buy round, and they sent the operator to that side as well. Slightly questionable of what the game plan was. Maybe set the op for an anchor on towards A. That would have been better, but I guess they know better.
I mean, again, their gameplay has been, their aim has.
What?
I'm sorry, I didn't want to laugh, but it just went over everybody. The Killjoy's probably looking like, what? Is there someone there? What's happening? But yeah, the action is gonna go on. Yuri gets a frag. Rixon does trade him out. It's still a 4v4. The operator's still in play.
Good
Barely
shot,
spots the
Yuri.
Yuri gets one.
Last player
And
standing.
it's gonna be
Whoa,
a 1v1.
whoa.
He knows where the last player is. One bullet in the chamber.
This
He's running out of time. He's gotta stick it. Here comes
Yeah,
the
he's gotta
KO.
stick it.
Oh no, he's not looking at the right angle.
Nice try.
Still,
Yeah, there's absolutely no.
all players die. All players die. Bottom feeders. That will affect their money.
Yeah, that'll be a huge hit, especially because that was an investment of an operator, mind you. That's what's gonna happen. I understand the game plan coming in from the side of Mystic, but overall, it could have been a slight bit better. But still, hey, bottom feeders, they played it down beautifully. They got an empty slide to play with, and they had a proper hold with it. But for some reason, the members of Mystic still have this much money. Wait, the Sova bought an op? How?
They got another op. Is he half armor? He
Where
is
did they
half
get
armor.
the cash from? Now,
Do they
half
all
armor
have
is
rifles?
fine,
I
but
think they
still.
do.
Yeah, it's only the Jet that doesn't have a rifle, but he can
Oh,
just
the
pick something
Jet's
up
gonna
from
be
whoever's
playing
in
with
it.
a shorty. He doesn't even have his ultimate, so yeah, there will be some lackings. They're not going to be on 100%. Looks like the nade is going to come into the B side, and bottom feeder is going to be executing here. Killjoy utility is active, and the Killjoy spotted out Rickson. Easy frag for him. The Omen blind does affect them as Theory gets one, and Vikarness has to follow up. 3v4 situation, only one player remaining outside. Rickson trying to hold on. The spike is in the ground. Oh, the Omen. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. The Guardian connects, but there's one more player on the lurk. There's one more player on the flank. The spike has been picked up. 3v2 situation. Mystic 2 gotta play this so carefully. Considering that the Sova has an op, you gotta be really careful with this. Oh, bro, what? What am I looking at? The satchel is gonna push the players back as Rickson takes care of the operator. It's all gonna be on Yuri, but he's gonna fall as well. 4 kills for Rickson as he takes matters into his own hands. Very confusing rounds indeed. They just do decide to just rush in, and Mystic 2 for some reason had no answer.
Yeah, the timings of these rushes are very hard to predict, but I guess that's what the members of bottom feeders are really going for. They do not want to be predictable here on this attacking side, and they're constantly evolving their strategies around that very factor. They want to really manipulate all of the rotations coming in from Mystic 2, and that's kind of smart. And the members of Mystic, they're also falling for it. So it's bearing fruit for them over and over again on these last couple of rounds, and Rickson just been an absolute beast when it comes down to the operator usage. The man can hold down the line and can do even more. A perfect nade to be thrown, and once again, Kirito, you're teaching people the wrong thing.
I didn't even say anything. We are gonna see the showstopper finding one. Crash with a follow-up. Not sure what Theory was looking at. This time the nade is a lot better. PRX nothing will be pushed back, and we are gonna see an aggressive play. Headshot connects though. But one more player. Oh, unable to connect that one. Now the operator for Rickson. Vikarness, a nice headshot. He's gonna try and find one more, but Arcade. Sorry, my bad there. But Ari gets the frag in the end. And slowly but surely, the round gap is gonna be closing out. 3 rounds remaining. Mystic 2 still very much possible for them to just cancel out all the momentum by winning a round. They really thrive off getting these early advantages, and they can even go for the retakes. They have ultimates that can secure the retakes. The Killjoy lockdown is so useful in this scenario. They can even bait out the Sova ult if they want to. But it's all going to come down to the execution of these ultimates. The utilities, how they're going to play it. This time it connects. There we go. But
oh my god, it Crash
just walks out. Oh, look at that aggression from the Jet. Look at where he is. How does he still want to stay here? The boombot gets him in the end.
He has no choice. He has no choice. He doesn't have smokes. He bought that off without any smokes. No, he didn't buy smokes, and he messed up the dash.
Dash didn't work out. Milk still trying to hold on to this side. Oh, spots the player trying to take care of the spike planter. Can he deny? Oh, he hears him though. Milk gets a frag, but nothing as well. Chiming in, and they all just get the frags in the end. Vikarness as well, getting another one.
To predict anything here.
These are so confusing. They keep the op as well.
Yeah, the tempo of this game is something that we're not really used to. Normally, we can take a guess of what's going to happen in a round, and this is the timing that the fights are going to take place. But in this particular match, everything is happening all at once. Players are fighting towards B main, someone is taking a duel towards mid, another player is fighting towards A main as well, and bodies are just dropping all across the map. And it's very difficult to get a proper grasp on what really is going on. And bottom feeders, I understand what they're going for, but maybe a little bit of more team synergy could just be helping them out here. And once more, we do see on the minimap, that's another drop coming in. The op taking a big hit. And without that op, it's going to be a tough spot as Vikarness needs to give that one away. And that op is now in the hands of the attackers.
Oh, they're rushing him. They're rushing him. But Crash, he's got op in his hands. Why is he rushing with op? I think he spotted the Killjoy out in the end. Vikarness from heaven gets a frag onto the KO. Fall out from nothing. Crash with the ghost finds one with Vikarness. Instant trade. 2v2 situation. How was it a 2v2?
Found them.
Ultimate is available. Empress is on.
Last player standing.
Oh, what? The jumping shot just triple kill. Oh, Blade Storm misses. Rickson is still alive somehow. He's still getting some damage done. Oh no. The spray and pray, man. The running and gunning is just too much is happening at
Match point.
too much is happening too fast.
Yeah, the rain is just an absolute beast, just causing this much damage all at once just through the usage of a single Empress. She has no fear, and rightfully so. The members of Mystic, they just have so much confidence under their belt that they're not going to skip a beat here whatsoever. But I want to see the members of Bottom Feeders just show a little bit of a semblance as a squad. They are getting the first initial pick, but they don't really know how to reset after getting that first frag. And that's what's causing them to fall apart. Fury's going to be good for another kill because Nessa does miss out on a couple of shots, but that's completely fine and dandy. Flash comes out. Fury's looking for another swing here.
How many
A
ops do
slight
they
bit of
have,
chip
man?
damage, but okay, never mind. He's taking a lot of chip damage. One bullet from the Vandal and he's dead.
He's got to fall back. Meanwhile, the Killjoy is really aggressive from that B main. Finds a frag onto Unholy while he was not looking. That's very crucial. They stay still and let their opponents do the playing. But look at that. Milk just look. I don't care. Oh, he doesn't spot anybody. Now we're going to see rotation coming towards A. He can give the information to his teammates that no one's really outside of B. And we see the Omen peeking down mid. And with that recon, they should be able to know that they are coming towards the side of B. The recon on B main is going to slow them down even more. As nothing.
Yeah, the setup's already
shot
done.
connects.
Not really enough time.
Spike down.
I think they're done. Crossfire is going to be beautiful as well. Crash, the world is pretty much against him here to try and get this clutch. The satchel does not connect, and it's going to be Milk with a better shot here. They get the victory, and Bottom Feeders, they tried their hardest, but it just was not enough. Mystic 2, they get the clutch, they get the round, and they also move down forward in this tournament. And oh my god, that was a little bit too close for comfort, but at the same time, a very confusing game for all of us. Now, wasn't it? Here you go.
It indeed was a confusing game. Like, I don't really know. First, we saw just really aggressive, unnecessary aggressive plays from the side of I can't even think properly, man. What is happening from the side of Bottom Feeders? They were on defense in the first half, and they just were unnecessarily aggressive, and they were just pushing in, and they weren't even using the utilities that well. The retakes were not really coordinated, and we saw much more consistent and much more team-based, utility-based plays coming in from their opponents, and they also paired that with really good individual skill, really good raw mechanics, aim game. All that stuff was so good. And again, while we go into the side switch, things sort of flipped. These rounds were becoming very close, even though it felt like the side of Mystic 2 were a lot more strong. They were a lot more coordinated. They had utility a lot better. They had setups. They had team plans. They had strategies. But the rounds were somehow very close. We saw 1v1s, 2v2s almost every single time. Every single time one player has to clutch out everything. It felt like there was no business for that happening, but still somehow Mystic 2 were managing to give away these frags. And again, the utility, like the KO Nate is going above all the players. Like things like that that should have been helpful to the Bottom Feeders really backfired. And I feel like the team play is something that was really lackluster in the late stages of the game. So just very confusing things. Like both sides were lacking so much. Both sides also had a lot going in their favor, and there was no consistency in the games. Like, okay, this is the side take, this is the retake. No, it's just all happening at once. So it was really confusing to figure out like what's going on in this game.
Yeah, but sometimes in the chaos is where a lot of prominent teams really show up. And that chaos for them is very controlled. And you could see that the members of Mystic, they were able to thrive in that chaos. They knew how to play around it. And if this is how the squad is going to play moving up down forward, they do have a really good future in this entire tournament and future tournaments, of course. This was a learning experience for them, a really good fight overall, but I want to see them improve upon it. Build something a little bit better, more team chemistry, better utility usage overall. They have the markings of a really good squad. They just need a little bit more time to get the Kings down. But for now, That's going to be all that we have for you for tonight. Thank you for staying with us for both of these matches. Make sure to hit the follow and, of course, like the page because we're going to be going on live tomorrow again with 2 more matches. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, a lot more action coming to you for the IGE Contenders. And, hey, if you want to be part of the action and if you want more to happen, check out the link on the top. Go to the Raz. Get yourself the Logitech products. Big discounts up till the 24th. You don't want to miss out on any of that jazz. But for now, it's going to be your boy Aggressive with Yuito signing on off. And we're going to be seeing you tomorrow with a lot more action. Good night and happy gaming, everyone.
We all play in our own way for our own reasons. And that's okay, because there's levels to this. Not just levels in games. There's levels of specs.
And levels to flex.
Sequence initialized.
There's mad levels of innovation.
3, 2, 1. Activate light speed.
And mythic levels of creation.
There's levels to exceed.
And levels of speed.
There's status levels.
Whatever levels.
There's entry levels. Time-shattering levels.
And levels of mayhem.
Pretty dope, huh?
There's levels of dedication, devotion, and motivation to reach a whole nother level. Now what's possible and what's next is up to us. So let's go. There's levels to play.